Here, just a quick update today, all right? We're going to take a look here. The market is taking a little bit of a beating today. You can see over here, everything is red. It's crazy. I mean, there's a couple little green ones popping up in here, but for the most part, everybody's down today. You can see liquidations 198.5 million. That's up 118, almost 119% from yesterday. You got 49.88% long and 50.12% short. Okay, on Bitcoin. Open interest 36.3 billion. That's down 6%. Probably some of them longs getting wiped out. 24-hour volume is up to 112.4 billion. That's up 23.4%. All right, not too bad. Over on Kaspa here. You look at the wallet balances here. All right, one shark within the last 1 hour here. The last 24 hours, we got 7 sharks, but lost 2 whales there. All right, so 2 of them whales probably became sharks. So last 7 days, 13 sharks. And then you can see last 30 days, everything is green there. But what we talked about, well, let's take a look here at the dashboard, see where the petahash and the transactions and blocks per second are at here. Boy, oh boy, it was 166, 165 petahash there, 1.8, there it goes, 3 transactions per second. 1.8 blocks per second. Of course, you know, the other day we seen it. I'm not crazy, right, guys? I didn't replay it, but that thing did go to 12, right? I thought for sure I seen it. Rank number 38, volume 21.6 million in the last 24 hours. Market cap is at 2.25 billion. All right. Anyway, let's get back over here to what we were going over. We'll take a real quick look here at what's going on with the market today. All right, we got Bitcoin having a little bit of a pullback here. The Dow Jones is down about 300 points. So Bitcoin is it's pulling back to a pretty vital area of support down here. I'll show you here. Let me get my other chart on here. There we go. You know, if you look at this thing, it's pulling right back down to that 42,200-ish area. You know, that's what I tell people. You know, support and resistance are zones, not exact price. Okay, so you know, you got zones through here. You know, I like to stretch these out because, you know, it can stop really anywhere through there. You got wicks all over the place, right? You know, you got support and resistance areas. 42,200, we'll put that at. That's where I like it there. Needs to come up a hair. I apologize. I just did this for my Bitcoin video because, you know, you can see wicks everywhere. All right, these are zones. They're not specific price areas, so you got to keep your eye on these zones. You know, but if Bitcoin loses 42,200, it's coming down here. Towards the 41.7, 41.6, right in that area. And if it would lose that, it's coming down to 40,000 bucks. All right, the daily is right at the top here, the RSI. Now you can see it up there. And of course, we got our weekly still coming down. All right, and then that monthly is at a 196. Okay, so everybody knows what we've been talking about with Bitcoin. You know, look where this 200-day moving average comes in. Right down, if it stays on course, right around 35,000 bucks. You know, price tends to pull back towards this moving averages. So let's get back over to Kaspa when we're talking about that. You know, you can see here the Dow Jones down 317 points. The Dixie's up to 103.5. That could have a pretty good run coming here. Let me show you real quick. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this today. And keep you guys tied up. All right, now here we've had, you know, you had this crossover. The 200 went over the 50 here on the daily. I didn't even see that. You had a golden cross here. You had a death cross right here for the Dixie on the daily. Wow, I did not. I don't look at the moving averages a whole ton, but that daily's right at the top. Look where the weekly and the monthly are at. Weekly's coming up. and the monthly is just reset. Okay, so that death cross could end up being a fib. This could end up being, you can almost see a W coming in here, can't you? You really can. I mean, you got pretty much a double bottom there. Looks like a W formation almost. Double bottom, boom, 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 back up to the start again. And we'll see what happens. That's a long ride up if it goes back up the whole way up to 114 up there. But sure looks like a W. Looks like a double bottom, don't it? Especially on that monthly. All right, let's move on here. I'm going to get down to Kaspa here because a few things I want to talk about on this. All right, if we take and pull this daily up. All right, come over here. All right, now if we put these moving averages on here, look at that. And if you watched yesterday's video, I talked about the possibility of a ABC coming in here. All right, so if this thing, I think this thing might double bottom right here. Yeah, it could, it could W formation here, but that would throw this all off though. Yeah, if this comes right here, up to a 702, then you have this pulling down, to 82, okay? Now, where's that moving average moving towards? You know what I mean? If it stays on the path it's on, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, where's it, where are we going to meet with it? You know what I mean? Does that look pretty decent? Then you'd have a big, ABC pattern in here. All right, so we'll see what happens, guys. Nothing is guaranteed, but if Bitcoin does a pull down to 34,000 bucks, then this could create some massive buying opportunities for people. All right, if this thing pulls down to $8, I'm loading up. It coincides right with a major support area right over here too. If it comes in there at 8 cents, 8.2. I mean, there's some major support area right through this area over here. So we'll see what happens. If we put this on a weekly and take a look here, all right, from a bottom to a top, we knew eventually we were going to get a pullback, right? I mean, we all knew that. Okay, look where the 618 comes in at 8.4, the 702 comes in at 7.5 cents. Okay, so that's, could be a huge buying opportunity, guys. I don't look at it as a bad thing because after that happens, the bull run is kicking in, and Kaspa's going to go out of sight. This thing is right now it's taking a nap. You know what I mean? As we it's a sleeping giant is what it is. Got that weekly almost reset. Okay, about probably another week. Next week, this thing should be reset. You got the daily right at the top, pulling down a little bit here. This thing could end up double bottoming here and bouncing up. I'm expecting to bounce up to that 618. I mean that is, nothing is a guarantee, obviously. But if you go back through this chart or any chart, you normally always get a bounce at least to the 618, 702. All right, and I'm looking for that bounce personally up to that 702. You got the 12-hour about halfway down. 8-hour is on the floor, and the 4-hour is on the floor. All right, so you got the 4, the 8, the 12 is almost down there. Then you got your daily rolling over here. Okay, so looking, if this doesn't hold here at 0.097, then it could be double bottoming down here, at 0.092. And then we're probably going to get our bounce up here, almost like a relief bounce, if you want to call it that, because I truly believe Bitcoin, there's a very high probability of it pulling down. The monthly RSI is getting exhausted, and there's a very good chance of it here. Okay, so if this thing plays around in here for a few days, Kaspa could come down here, work its way up to that 702. Bitcoin collapses down to 34,000 bucks. You get a massive buying opportunity down here, and then this thing takes off, man. I mean, that once our bull run starts, forget it. You're never going to see that price again. I don't think so. if it gets down there, if it gets to 8.2. You know, I think this is another. You know, Cardano, the last bull run I was in, Cardano was 4 cents. You're never going to see Cardano at 4 cents again. Matic was 2 cents. I got Matic for 2 cents. Never again will you see Matic at 2 cents. And I think that's going to be the same for Kaspa. I don't think you're ever going to see it. I don't think 8 cents is ever going to happen again. I think this thing is just going to go be on an incline for the next year. You know, Bitcoin will probably top. You know, in the wintertime, November, December, something like that, $240,000. I mean, that's the target the Fib gives it. So that's a long ride up, guys. That's going to be a huge market cap, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I mean, we're going to make a bunch of money. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Just a quick update on Kaspa. Nothing to be afraid of here. I totally believe we're going to get that bounce at least up to that 618,702. And we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. We almost got our weekly RSI reset, so it'd be nice to see this drop happen soon and get it over with. And a lot of the other coins are lining up that way too. If you go through and chart them, you know, and look, if it comes up to this level, you know, where would that put it? Well, it coincides with a lot of 200 moving averages. A lot of stuff is just gelling together here. So we'll see. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night, everybody.